Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
Hey, this is Daniel with Trekcast. Guys, we got a really great interview for you next. We got to talk to Morgan J. He's known as the Auto-Tune comedian. He's got millions and millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram, selling out all over the world with his comedy shows. Also goes by the Goofy Gang or Goofy Gang. But yeah, man, he was such an awesome dude to talk to. Big Star Trek fan. I think you're going to like this interview. So I hope you enjoy.
It's actually been a while since I've had a chance to, to have some time to talk about it. Right now though, I am watching the Foundation is the sci-fi show I'm watching. They have a new season.
Oh, okay.
There's a new season of Foundation out. Season 3 is it's on now.
Are you overall really into sci-fi, or?
I am, man. I do like sci-fi. I've watched The Expanse, Battlestar Galactica. Obviously Rick and Morty, if you want to put that in the side. I love Lower Decks. I'm sad that they canceled it. I actually moderated. There was a convention in Chicago back in 2022 or 2023.
Yeah, I was at that convention.
Yeah, so I moderated the Lower Decks panel. I moderated the Discovery panel.
Okay.
And then I also moderated the one with Wesley. Why am I forgetting the actor's name all of a sudden?
Will Wheaton?
Yeah, Will Wheaton. I moderated his panel. Although I didn't really much as moderated, because before we went out there, he just was like, look, talk to me for like literally 2 minutes, and then we're just going to do questions the rest of it, because I think he's done them a bunch, and
right.
I guess he's realized like it's just better for him to just field as many questions as he can,
Yeah, right on.
So,
yeah, I didn't know that.
Cool.
I didn't know you were such a big fan. I know you liked a few of our memes, and
yeah, I do like the memes, dude. I do like, although they haven't popped up recently as much. But then again, back in November, I went and I literally unfollowed everybody because there was just too much going on,
Right.
And so I just had to clean house and slowly add people back,
Yeah, I do that every now and then too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that cleanse.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's cool to be here, so I appreciate it. I might even did you guys have a booth at the did you have a booth at the festival? There was a podcast there was a podcast that had a booth there set up, but I forget what the name of it was.
Yeah, no, actually our show, that was the first time me and the other co-hosts met each other in person.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, great.
Yeah, because we're all in different parts of the country, so.
Yeah, where are you based out of?
I'm in North Idaho.
Wow.
Surprisingly, we have electricity.
Is it beautiful up there?
It's gorgeous.
I do be hearing things about Idaho.
Yeah.
I do be hearing things about Idaho.
The nearest big city is Spokane, if you've been there.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. I didn't like it, but Idaho must be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Spokane had big meth energy to it.
Yeah, that's accurate.
It had big meth energy. I hate to say that, but it had big meth energy.
Yeah.
What's interesting? It's funny because we are on the Trekcast. I will try to relate this to Star Trek.
For sure. Yeah.
Even though this is what Trekcast: The Next Generation. Are we talking about TNG, or are we just talking about it's like the theme, right? I am like the next generation.
So weird thing about our show. Our show used to be hosted by some other guys for a long time. Yeah. They gave up the show, and then we, as fans of the original podcast, took over. So we're the next generation. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, because I was likening it to J.J. Abrams' third Star Trek that came out.
Okay.
With Chris Pine. Remember, he doesn't know what he's confused, and he's doesn't know what he's doing out there, and we're just going planet to planet, place to place. I feel untethered and lost, and why do we even do this? It honestly kind of feels like that, man, because I just did 20 cities. You're in a different hotel every other night, a different flight, a different language, a different city, and you're doing these shows and you're kind of like on the same mission every city, and you're kind of like, I don't feel tethered to my own home anymore. I live in Los Angeles,
Oh wow.
and I
Yeah.
spend probably this year I'll probably spend at least 200 days out of the year not in Los Angeles,
Wow. Yeah.
And so then you kind of get into this like, where do I live? Why does the pillow on my why does the bed in the hotel feel more like home than home does? Because you just
Mhm.
get used to this lifestyle. But I would also like to say I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that like I think every job has an occupational hazard, and I think for me
Mhm.
it's just like travel fatigue, uh, possibly getting sick on the road, and fans, coming up to you randomly to ask for photos. I think those are like my main occupational hazards. I think.
Yeah. Is that hard to deal with when people come up to you randomly, or?
No, at the moment it isn't. However, in the last month or two, I guess I kind of underestimated my popularity. I think I've been doing this so long
Mhm.
with little attention that this last year or two has been kind of bizarre. So I was in New York even like a week or two ago, and I was in I was at the bar on the top of the hotel, and it only took like less than a minute for somebody to come up to me and say something.
Oh
And then
wow.
after that, once one person takes a photo with me, other people are like, "Oh my God, that is the guy. That is the guy." And they realize I am a nice person. So then
Mhm.
everybody kind of feels comfortable to take a photo with me. And that's fine. But if I'm with somebody like a significant other, perhaps, or
Mhm.
a family member, uh, and then it's like person after person after person, that could go on for, at minimum 10 minutes, maybe 20. You never know how long it goes on.
Right.
So then at that point, it becomes like annoying for my friends or whoever's with me.
Mhm.
For me, I don't mind because I really do appreciate my fans.
Mhm.
But I mean, one time I was like FaceTiming my mom in an airport, and a guy came up to me, and I go, "Hey, man, yeah, that's great. We'll take a photo. Let me just finish this conversation up with my mom, and then if you still want to wait, I'll do the photo with you. But I just gotta finish talking to her. So I
Right.
try to be polite about it but I wouldn't say that it really bothers me yet, because that's kind of part of the job.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
I was watching some past interviews with you, and you were talking about how long you've worked at it, and so to get to this level now, that's got to be things you
yeah.
didn't really think about, or.
No, I thought, I mean, I have friends who are famous, and
Mhm.
they told me the same thing. They're like, having money is nice,
Mhm.
but you lose your anonym anonymity. How do you
Yeah.
even? Why can't I say that word?
I have a tough
Anonymity.
time with that one too. Yeah.
Anonymity.
Right.
Anonymity. You lose that.
Yeah.
But again, occupational hazard. There are worse. I mean, another side effect of my job is people are trying to like give me a lot of free things.
Right.
And I'm starting to like say it, because it's funny, like the minute you can afford these things, people want to give them to you for free.
Mhm.
And it's like, why couldn't you give this to me when I needed it?
Yeah.
And I lived out of it the last 3 months. I've lived out of a suitcase, and I had like 5 outfits. And then I got back to LA, and I looked at my closet, and I just had a closet full of clothes of things that like I'll never wear. And I just was like, what am I doing? So I
Mhm.
went through and got rid of about half of it. I'm going to give it away to Goodwill and stuff like that, because it's just like it's unnecessary. It's like unnecessary.
Mhm.
I'd give away more, honestly, if it was like socially acceptable to wear like the same 3 things every day. I think you can actually. I think that is acceptable.
I mean, isn't that what Einstein did? He had like the same outfit like
Him
five
and
times.
yeah, him and Steve Jobs, and
Yeah.
yeah, what the fuck am I doing? Just wear the same
Yeah.
shit every day,
There
you
you go.
know. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, either way, it's been quite the journey, and I've learned a lot, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm just trying to always remind myself that I am living the dream that I had thought
Yeah.
of for myself. So I always think about that.
Right. That's that's a good way to put it. I was watching some of your past interviews, and you're reflecting a lot about that. And one thing I that really stood out to me was that you kept talking about being your fan first, your first fan.
I talk about that all the time. Yeah, man. You got to be
Yeah.
your first fan. You got to create a show that you like, that you would
Hmm.
watch, that you would buy a ticket to, because ultimately it is all up to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? To like you're gonna have to do that for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But one thing I was thinking about some Star Trek questions for you too, while we were getting ready for this. And one thing I was thinking about was, Star Trek has a big history of putting comedians. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, there was a focal thing. Yeah.
yeah. Star Trek has a big history of putting comedians in their show, right?
Do they?
They had like Joe Pesci on back in the day with Data.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
They've
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
recently they got what's her name? Tig
Signataro. Yeah,
Notaro
she's on
from
Discovery. She's the
Discovery,
engineer.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoopi.
That was an interesting. That was interesting. I auditioned for the new movie. Was it Section 30?
Section 31. You auditioned for that.
I auditioned for the role of Zephyr,
Okay.
and I auditioned for that, and I I even like I have my little Picard on vacation in Ryza
Oh,
figurine,
nice. Yeah.
and I didn't want to come on too strong at the audition. I didn't want to be like extra thirsty, but
Right.
I met with the production company, and I just was like, if there's any opportunity for me to be in a show somehow, like I would love to be considered. Obviously, like I understand, how this works. I've been in this business for a while, and
Mhm.
that role of Zephyr, I read it and I was like, oh no, this isn't for me,
Yeah.
but that's okay. But yeah, man, it's all good stuff. I started watching Star Trek, believe it or not, like a year or two, actually, like before the pandemic.
Okay, so you didn't grow up with it. This is after that.
I didn't. Obviously, like I saw it on TV, and I saw TNG in passing,
Mhm.
and Voyager on TV, but and Deep Space Nine, which arguably might be, I think, in some respects, sometimes better than uh, TNG because it's like I think it just like touched on a lot of really serious themes,
Yeah, DS9 is
and
my favorite series as well.
yeah, and it just did things that like other shows never did, right?
Mhm.
So, but also, who doesn't love our main man here? You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
That's
He's
right.
just
He
he's
just
the
wants to read his
best.
books.
He just wants to read his books and play his little flute
Mm-hmm.
and wear his skimpy little pajamas. I
Drink
see
his
you,
tea.
Captain Picard, wearing your weird, deep V-cut satin pajamas. You sexy old man, you. That show was interesting too because it was like for them to cast a captain that old,
Mhm.
I think for at the time was like a very risky move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't want to cast. Anyway, I had started watching it at that time because they just became all available on Netflix. Like all of TNG had become available. So
Mhm.
TNG was my entry point, and then I slowly went through all the series.
Did you just like
Um,
watch them all in order, or just like?
yeah, no, I just watched them all in order. Well, I
Oh
mean,
wow.
I started with TNG,
Hmm.
then I went to Voyager, then I went to DS9,
Okay.
and then I actually went to forgive me, the one Enterprise,
Oh yeah.
and then I went to Enterprise,
Yeah.
which I honestly like didn't think that was that bad, to be honest with you. I thought it was
Right.
cool. Um, and then obviously like the new stuff that's come out has been really great. I think there's a new season of Strange New Worlds coming out this
Yeah.
week, in fact, or tonight maybe.
No, it just started last week. So
Did it? I thought it
yeah.
was okay. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep watching Foundation, and then once the episodes stack up for
There you
Strange
go.
New Worlds, I will go there because I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling, so it'll be nice to have these shows,
Yeah.
you know. But that's kind of how it started, and it was just like Star Trek is just like a very cozy show.
Yeah.
Every episode for the most part is tied up in a nice little bow.
Hmm.
I did find you ever find sometimes you're watching an episode and then like within the last like 30 seconds it gets resolved, like you don't because I feel like they ran out of time or something,
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got to wrap this up.
we got to wrap this up, this is how we're going to
Yeah.
do it, you
Yeah.
know I always found that to be pretty funny. And
Yeah.
then just some of the episodes where like you hear stories about them like not having enough budget for something,
Right.
Like there was that I think it was the end of season 2 or 3 of TNG where Will Riker, he's like just has flashbacks the whole episode,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like they just had no money left for the season, so
Right.
that's
So
what they
they
had to
just made
do.
a clip show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. Do,
So yeah.
no, I was gonna ask. Since you've been through all of them, like, do you have favorite characters or ones that resonate with you?
I always really love any Vulcan in the show. Tuvok, I really love Tuvok in
Mm-hmm.
Voyager. I thought he was really great. I just love the idea of all the non-emotional characters like struggling to be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Seven of Nine, Tuvok, Data, even Spock in the new series. Like I always find that like I think that resonates with me because like I grew up in an immigrant household and we
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really like express a lot of emotion
Yeah.
because my mom moved here from Brazil, and I'm just like putting this together now. But my mom moved here from Brazil, and it was like work, 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 work,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to build a better life for her and her family. So there
Yep.
wasn't really time to like feel emotions or move through these.
Or if you did have emotions, you don't know
Y-
how bad we had it. So
yeah, 100%. Are you a child of an immigrant?
I am. Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you know how it is. It's like, yeah, I came here with a suitcase and I slept on the floor
Right. Right.
and you're like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it's not so bad for me. I guess I have no reason to like complain about this or
Mm-hmm.
that or the other. So, oh, do you see the little
I see it. Yeah, I see
yeah.
it. That's
But
awesome.
but I think that's kind of why I really like those characters. Um yeah, I thought Data was really great in a lot of the movies too. When what was the one with the movie with Whoopi Goldberg where they're like in the Nexus
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
with what's
Insurrection.
his name from Blade Runner
Yeah, Insurrection.
Insurrection, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool too. I like the movies. I just felt good. The reason I like Star Trek is because like every episode is thematically like very different, and uh like Star Wars, I just felt like everything was the same. Like every
Hmm.
chapter of Star Wars, it was like the Force, the good and the evil, one
Yeah.
fighting the other. But we're like Star Trek would like mirror something ethically going on. Like even when you take that episode, like The Measure of a Man with
Hmm.
Data, where you know I mean I feel like that's so relevant now, right? With
Right.
AI and like
Yeah.
and they're like finding ways to communicate with each other and like do we shut it down? Like at what point is this, and so
Is it alive or not? Or
is it alive or not? And it's like these are themes that are still relevant. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that's why I always thought it was superior to Star Wars. However,
Hmm.
I will say Andor is really, really good.
Yeah, Andor is
And
very good.
I think that one of the reasons why it is so good is because it has nothing to do
Hmm.
with the Jedi or good and evil. It's like it's like mirroring things that are happening
Hmm.
right now. It's
Yeah.
isn't it funny to like see people talk about like, guys, if you've watched Star Wars and like if you're on the side of the Empire, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, like what's like going on right now and like disappearing people and this, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of, if you watch those movies and got nothing, like didn't realize what was going on,
Hmm.
and you can't see it reflected in modern times, it's like something is terribly wrong with you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Well, I was going to ask you when we were talking about like you auditioning for roles in Star Trek, what would you ideally want to do in Star Trek?
uh you know what, I wouldn't mind having a role like who was that, there was in Deep Space Nine there was a recurring character. He was like a old school mob singer that would show up. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Vic.
Vic
And I saw
Fontaine.
Vic Fontaine, and I saw some interviews with him talking about that role. I mean, that'd be kind of a cool like recurring guest star that comes up every once in a while. If they could
Hmm.
mirror something like that, I wouldn't mind being that guy in the show.
Okay.
Maybe the recurring comedian. I
Yeah.
if I had like a character or like a serious series regular
Hmm.
on the bridge type or in the engineering room,
Or
my
would you want
only
to be an
wish,
alien or?
that's the thing, my only wish is that I would never have to go through any sort of long strenuous makeup.
There you go.
application. My partner, she is a special effects makeup artist, and
Mm-hmm.
we have watched the shows, and she just was like, look, I know in theory you'd want to be on Star Trek, but I promise you, like, you're not going to want to be, you know, an alien, like an alien, you know, you're not going to want to do that because you're going to have to you have to get there earlier, sit in the chair longer, and it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally I would love to book like a cyborg role, maybe minimal prosthetics and minimal makeup. That'd be an ideal role. I don't care what it would be, but a minimal role, or maybe like a smuggler would be fun to be like a smuggler in the show.
Yeah, they had on Strange New Worlds. They had in the first season there was that Captain Angel.
Mm-hmm.
They were like pirates, like maybe part of her crew or something.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
So that would be good. But yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. We'll see. That's on. It could happen, man. Could happen.
Yeah, it could. It sounds like it could. You know,
it's in the realm of possibility. I'm already in a couple TV shows and movies now, so it's like I'm making a name for myself. I'm getting in there. You know.
And they're gonna launch Academy pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
So
that's Captain Janeway's thing, isn't it? Or no? She had the
no.
series.
This is like basically the spinoff to Discovery.
Oh, Academy. No. I auditioned for that too.
Oh, did you?
I think I auditioned as like a professor or some shit like that on that.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I'm a little bit older. Well, I look a little younger, but I am older.
Yeah.
So I did audition for that. Damn.
Can you talk about what role it was?
Dude, I don't even remember because I'd have to look it up, but I'd be auditioning so much.
Right.
That, but I did audition for that too. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they keep calling you back for auditions, that's
always a win.
Yeah.
That's always a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited to see that too. So.
You know, one question we ask guests on our podcast is, what is the last episode of Star Trek you've seen?
It was probably the season finale of Lower Decks.
Okay.
If that counts, you know.
Yeah.
They wrap that up in a nice little bow. And then I could probably go to my Paramount Plus app and I'd have to go see. It's probably like if I was watching an episode of Next Gen. Do I have it on my phone or is it on my Apple TV downstairs?
Yeah, sometimes I just put them on in the background.
Yeah, I have to sign back in. But yeah, sometimes when I'm doing laundry, I just pop it in. When I can't quite commit to like a new show, I'll put that on. Like when I'm cooking or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because then you'll go back and watch episodes you forget. Like there's that one episode with of Next Gen where what's her name? I'm like forgetting everything right now because I haven't watched in a little bit.
Right.
But the doctor, Wesley's mom.
Oh,
yeah. She's like having nightmares or something, and she can't like differentiate between like reality and like what's going on in the ship, you know?
Yeah, they've made memes of that one where she's like, I start with the assumption that I'm not insane, and
yeah, and it's those episodes are funny. Will Riker had one of those episodes where the Romulans also like were trying to fuck with him and get like secrets from him. There's a lot of they do repeat like themes and vibes, which that's fine.
Hey, it's 23 episodes a year, you know. Like
let's run a temporal anomaly episode.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Let's run a spatial disturbance wave episode. Let's
the
run one of
holodecks
those.
Constantly breaking down.
Yeah, let's run one of those where Moriarty comes back and tries to cause some mayhem. You know, let's do one of those. Let's do one. Let's put a little concert in this one. There are a lot of concerts, aren't there?
Yeah.
Do you know what
I often think about?
I could fit in. I often think about how with all these sci-fi shows, only recently have some, video games and TV shows and movies have they been incorporating social media. But isn't it interesting how the future that Star Trek envisioned like people on the ship playing chess, people on the ship going to see classical music, people on the ship, mind you, also like going to the holodeck to like have some freaky sex time, which they don't ever explicitly say, but we know
that's what
exists.
It was. Yeah,
it had to be freaky sex time.
It had to be. Yeah.
I mean, if you had a holodeck, I don't see how you wouldn't only use it for freaky sex time. The other thing, I don't want to get too graphic. This is the comedy mind of me. Like, there has to be a lower deck recruit who's like responsible for cleaning the holodeck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because the secretions don't go nowhere.
Right.
And also imagine the other like species who use the holodeck who like climax in a different way that we don't even
Mm-hmm.
know. You know what I mean?
Well, they did the episode of Lower Decks where they talk about that they have to go clean the holodecks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch Orville?
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you were into Orville.
I liked Orville, dude. I mean, honestly, it just seems kind of like a frame for frame ripoff of Star Trek, but
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I do like it, and I think it's very fun.
Yeah, their last season where they went a little bit longer with the episodes.
Yeah, and I think it's coming back too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard back and forth that it is and it isn't.
No, my partner, she was even telling me that they're going to be doing another season, and like they're looking to fill out the makeups effects team department.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
interesting.
That's from what I hear, but you never know.
Yeah.
You know, in Hollywood, you never know how these things are because the TV is rapidly becoming like an endangered species. You know.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what happens after the Paramount merger too. If Star Trek sticks around, or if they
I know,
mothball
because
it.
Star Trek is a woke property.
Right.
It's not all phasers and aliens, you know.
And
that
it's
we have,
expensive too.
and it's very expensive. Yeah, I remember when I was moderating the panel, like the way they shoot for like 6 months, and I mean these Strange New Worlds episodes are like little movies. They're very well done and really nice.
Yeah, and the special effects rival the movies. Like,
it's very impressive.
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
yeah, man. I wish there really was like a really good Star Trek video game. I know there is a VR game,
mm-hmm.
and I know obviously they have like that Star Trek Command. That's like the app that you could use, which I haven't really delved into.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if there was like a No Man's Sky type of hybrid. You know No Man's Sky? Have you heard of that video game?
Yeah, I know that game.
If there was like a No Man's Sky or Star Citizen, but it was like a Star Trek show.
I kind of want to play on GTA.
Now that would be fucking crazy, bro.
Right.
That would be cool.
Run around looking for glory.
Basically like a Hogwarts Legacies game, but for like they could totally do a Star Trek one.
Yeah.
You know, you build your skills. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a security officer? Do you want to be like, what's your build going to be? Do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be a captain track? Do you want to do, you know, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a ship's counselor and be responsible? You know, kind of the same way you play Baldur's Gate and you pick your class. Like, you are going to have a certain skill set. You want to be like a marshal, you know, you want to be what do you want to do? You know?
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun.
I think so.
Sounds like you're a big gamer.
So I mean, I did back in my day play quite the few. I don't have as much time as I have now. I used to, but ultimately I mostly play like Fortnite when I'm in town, and just because that's a big part of my fan base plays Fortnite, and I can play with my fans, and it's kind of very kid friendly. And but I play League of Legends, Counter Strike, Grand Theft Auto, of course, stuff like that. So
right on.
Yeah.
So what pulled you into Star? I know you said you got into it later in life. What pulled you into it? Was it just because it'd been around? You're like, oh, I better check this out, or
no? Because I just literally I like sci-fi, and it was on, and I just was like, I've been told many good things about Star Trek, and I just turned it on. I swear to God, I just like turned it on and like gave it a chance. You know, obviously the first pilot of TNG is, you know, it's the 2-episode, was it Farpoint?
Yeah, the Trial of Humanity.
Yeah, it was great. It was, but it like things just move slower on the show, just especially the way TV moved in general, like moves a lot slower, and so, you know, you just had to like give it a chance. But I thought it was an easy. It was fun. It's interesting, like going from series to series, because it's like once I finished TNG. It's obviously a lot of episodes. It's a lot of episodes. And I moved on to, I think the second one I moved on to was Voyager. It was just like, it's kind of like when you finish reading a book and you like miss the characters and you have to like you have to get to know a whole new cast and crew, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, there's no way I'm going to like these guys as much as the last one, you know?
Yeah.
But then you realize like they all bring their own kind of flavor, you know?
Right. Did you have anyone like guiding you, like, oh, if you like this series, go check out this other one. Or
No,
no,
I just like sci-fi, and I just watched it.
okay.
You know, Voyager was cool.
Hmm.
Deep Space Nine was like just so like intricate.
Yeah.
It was so yeah, because the thing about Voyager was kind of like a monster of the week type of show.
Right.
If that makes sense, because they were stranded in different parts. You just kind of like nobody knew what were they going to face this week in their
Right.
adventure. You know what I mean? And then when it wrapped and like the way they resolved them getting back and then like going back in time to like fix it so they're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I mean, I never disliked any of it, but I always wonder if there was a different way they could have gone about it, you know?
Hmm.
And then Deep Space Nine, that I just thought that was very cool.
You know,
Overall, I just thought
there's
it was cool.
Voyager's got one of the most controversial episodes, the Tuvix
Oh, the
question.
Tuvix. Oh yeah, I know. Where
Yeah.
she has to make a decision like this is a
Yeah.
person now, but do I
Did,
split them up?
yeah. Do you think she made the right decision or not? Or
I think she made the right decision.
okay. All right. I just gotta say he's my special boy. I love the Tuvix, but
I think I think she made the right decision.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They'd had some crazy ethical questions, bro. Remember when Worf was like asking Will Riker to kill him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they had
Yeah.
some crazy, and like talking about euthanasia and this and like living paralyzed or not, and just like yeah, I thought there was just some crazy episodes, and crazy not in a negative way, just like wow, they like really took it there, you know.
Yeah. Some really deep philosophical questions. You know.
Even Deep Space Nine also had that famous one where they go back in time and he's like a writer.
Yeah.
I forget what that was called. I think he won an Emmy for that, maybe. I forget.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know which episode? He goes back in time
Yeah.
and like he's, you know, like just what they say about race and. I mean, if DS9 was like one of those first shows that showed, you know, like a black family, like a family unit like
Hmm.
that. You know, like the father and the son and the way they were portrayed. It was like a very positive. It felt like, you know, in mainstream media, that is, you know, obviously there
Yeah.
was like, you know, other shows that had something like that, but
Yeah.
I guess there was like Family Matters too, but
Well, and it was one of the rare things where like the dad wasn't made to be dumb or
no,
yeah.
100%. He wasn't a goofball. He was like
Yeah.
this guy who was like very layered. I
Yeah.
always thought, and also like the religious undertones that show kind of
Hmm.
spoke upon, and like cult things, and you know where science and religion kind of have to like fight, and you know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
like a lot of really interesting themes there.
I mean, Star Trek's always had some interesting religious undertones too.
Also,
Like,
remember the lesbian kiss in DS9?
oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
And like that was like such a cool moment because the kiss wasn't like the way it was. It was like a kiss of love, and it wasn't just like
Yeah.
two girls kissing for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a
and
lot
then
of cool
the
moments.
Trill were very much a parallel to trans.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. Yeah.
way earlier
Oh yeah, and
than
then the Wesley Crusher had that whole. Remember that whole episode where like remember she said like, well, my understanding of love is like I just can't like grasp what you grasp. You know, remember
hmm
because the Trill had to get transplanted into a woman, and then she just was like, what do I do? You
right.
know, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very fucking interesting. Damn.
Yeah.
Some really good episodes.
It's just
But of course the episode I think you know what I always tell people as my entry point into the show, like if you want to get into it, you got to watch
yeah.
the Inner Light is what I tell them to watch.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's the episode I always tell them to watch. And
Yeah.
you see how they've taken that idea
Hmm.
from like remember Rick you watch Rick and Morty?
Not often, no,
Okay, so
but I've seen it. Yeah.
there's a they go to this place called Blips and Chips, which is like a Dave and Buster's, and there's a
Okay.
game called Roy, and the game of Roy is where you just live the life of this man
Oh wow.
from birth to death,
Yeah.
and then like you take it off, and then that's like the game, like you live this whole life, you know what I mean? And you're like, what the fuck?
So
And
it's
then
good or light. Yeah.
Rick is like, you survived cancer and you went to go back and work at the carpet store. That's what you did. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is really interesting. I thought it was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'll have to see that.
Yeah.
No, the episode I recommend to people is in the Pale Moonlight, where Cisco and Garrick end up killing that senator.
Oh,
Yeah. And was it worth it to kill that one man to get the Romulans into the war and help them? Or
That's really fascinating because
Yeah.
it's like such another allegory for things like that are going on now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when actually I won't even talk about it because I don't want to lower your views or counts. You know.
No,
So,
you're fine. You're fine. The
yeah.
whole point is to talk to you, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing how reflective. But that's the thing about sci-fi, though. That's what the genre was designed. Is you couldn't straight out say things, so
I
they're all
do.
allegories.
Yeah, I am a fan of like the hard sci-fi stuff that's been coming out, like um, you know, all the obviously The Martian and then the new movie coming out. I read the book of his Project Hail Mary. I read that book, and I don't know if you read that book, but
No, I haven't.
it's a hard sci-fi book, and there is like an alien in it, and I don't know if the audience is going to be ready for it. I hope it doesn't turn them off because like in the book it's very cool and very very realistic, you know, about how it would go down to like meet an extraterrestrial from another planet, you know. So I am curious about how they're run that. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And then another sci-fi that I read.
Yeah.
I hope they make a TV show. Well, I read Seven Eves. I don't know if you're familiar with Seven Eves, but they are going to be turning that into a TV show. Ron Howard is set to produce that, from what I understand.
Oh, sweet.
So Seven Eves is basically the moon explodes, not in the way you'd think, right? Like what happens is like something goes through the moon and like it just like cracks a little bit.
Okay.
So now there's like just chunks of the moon that are still orbiting Earth, but the issue is within several years these chunks are going to come and crash down to Earth, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
It's going to and ultimately it's going to kill all life on the planet. So they're like they have to make an ark for humans, and in the end what happens is like everything kind of goes awry, and then there's just like 7 women left to like see what happens, and then you kind of see what happens like 5,000 years later, what happens to their descendants, and they're like the 7 Eves, like Adam and Eve.
Oh wow.
And then there are some people that like on Earth went underground and survived.
Okay.
And there are some people on Earth who went into the water and survived.
Oh, interesting.
And then you kind of see what 5,000 years of evolution does to those people.
Huh.
It was very fascinating, and also a hard sci-fi one. And then the other one I would recommend is Numenon, which is about a legacy starship that like they go they travel to see a Dyson sphere. What they think is a Dyson sphere,
right?
And then they find out it was a Dyson sphere, but then by the time they get, I'm sorry, it's a generational starship, not like a generational starship,
right?
And by the time they get back to Earth, like 4,000 years has elapsed, and then you kind of see how Earth evolved by that point.
Oh wow!
And what's funny is they return, and like the people of Earth like don't even care that they're there. At this point, they like forgot about it, you know?
Right, because it's been 4,000 years.
They're like, what? Okay, so you guys are who?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's a very fascinating thing, and
wow.
Yeah, a lot of good shit. A lot of good shit out there.
So it sounds like you're a big reader then, or audiobooks, or
yeah, I've read yeah, I am. I haven't read a lot this year. I've been reading I honestly, if you want to know, I've been reading the last year, and I've been reading Harry Potter in Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to Brazil in a week, and I'm doing shows there, and I wanted to be in a place with my Portuguese where I could like really effectively communicate there. I am Brazilian and I do speak it, but I wanted to like speak it as well as I could.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are your shows going to be in Portuguese, or
about 20% of the show I think will be in Portuguese?
Right on.
My Brazilian fans I think will expect a certain amount.
Yeah.
I think, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
I wish we could have I wish we had Babelfish,
Oh.
You know what I mean? Did you read Hitchhiker? I read Hitchhiker's Guide. It was one of my first sci-fi books. I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, or to the Galaxy. That was really good. I never watched the movie with Mos Def and what's his name?
Oh yeah. Is it Martin
He's in a lot
Freeman?
of shit. He's in
Yeah, Martin
he's
Freeman.
Yeah. So
Lord
I
of the
do be rating,
Rings.
and so once I get back from Brazil, I'll hop into a new sci-fi book for sure. It's because I've been preparing for that.
Is there any like sci-fi books that turned into movies or TV shows that you think the shows or movies were better than the books?
I think the one that just came out, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch on Apple TV. I think they did a really good job, kind of like, turning that into a series. As a matter of fact, I think it did better. I think it did better because it like got to show even more things. I think I really enjoyed it.
Right on.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I wish there could be a sequel to that, but it's kind of one thing. There is a book that I read called The Punch Escrow, which was really good. It's about like in this world, like teleportation exists, but the way they teleport you is they make like basically a copy of you in the new. They break you down into code and then build you up in another place.
Okay.
But the issue is the person that goes into the thing just kind of like gets incinerated.
Okay. Like
And
Mickey
then
17 kind of thing.
Exactly. So it's like everybody uses it until one time it like malfunctions, and then the guy gets transported, but his remember that episode of TNG where Will Riker, they find like the other Will Riker because
I was about to get into that. Yeah,
he bounced off and then he came back down, but then the
right,
other one
the
went
dual
up.
Rikers. Yeah,
The dual Rikers, so it's kind of on that one. There was another one I read called Infinite that was really cool, and that was kind of like that kind of touched on the thought of like simulations within simulations within simulations.
Oh yeah.
Where like VR gets so so real. Dude, there's another book that I read that I wonder if they're, let me see, if they make this into a show, I will be shocked. Oh my God. So they are going to make this into a movie. Okay. So Children of Time is a book that I read that was it was also hard sci-fi, but so bizarre. Basically, from what I remember, they were going to seed a planet. They were going to like terraform a planet or find an existing planet and seed it with like the evolutionary gene to like speed up the evolution of apes, so that way like humans could evolve on that planet,
Yeah.
But what happened was, whatever the evolutionary dream thing that they were supposed to like drop on the planet, there was some sort of malfunction, and it landed on spiders.
Oh, weird.
So then spiders evolved to be like, to have language, to communicate, and to have complex like geopolitical systems. And then like humans eventually do show up to the planet.
Yeah.
But it turns out, I mean, I just was like, I wonder if they could make this into, the only reason I don't know if they could make this into a show is because people have, like, a lot of people have arachnophobia.
Right.
And I don't know if we could like see spiders regularly and not be freaked the fuck out.
It kind of reminds me of that Voyager episode where they meet the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs have evolved into people.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude.
Yeah. Such an interesting, weird concept. Sometimes they think about.
But then again, it could happen. I mean, who's to say that once humans are long gone from the earth, that in another billion years, like, cockroaches don't evolve to like have like, fundamental thinking skills. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a world where that happens.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I just think about the pitch meetings. Like, you're a writer on Star Trek, and you're like, all right, you're gonna put dinosaur people in this thing.
I mean, I fuck with it, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Let's create this gaseous entity. How does that sound? What is it? It's just a gas, but it can think.
This villain looks like a snowflake, the crystalline entity. Just
bro. And it just like shoots a laser and destroys everything in its path.
yeah, just no reason, just terrorizing people.
You know what I always think about Star Trek is like when you think about soldiers who go to war on
Mhm.
Earth now and like the PTSD they have. And then you think about somebody like Picard who has
Yeah.
been through every major terrible thing, held captive, tortured, turned into a Borg,
Mhm.
lived a whole life and then like had a family and then came back. This dude is how is he still fit for command and not
Right.
have a drinking problem? You know?
Yeah. I guess that's why they have the counselor on the ship
I'll
ready
tell
to
you
go.
why. It's because of that holodeck.
There you go. You
It's
just
all
get
that.
to
He's like, it's like I don't have a kid. I don't want kids. I don't have kids because the holodeck is where I do it. You
yeah.
know?
There's the argument that he
Pretty
did want
crazy.
kids because of the movies. When the Nexus 3, he's got all the kids and
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had
yeah,
the family there. Yeah.
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 And then in the Inner Light as well. He had a
You
family.
know, there I do believe that
Yeah.
personally. I do believe in parallel universes or
Mhm.
branched universes, you know. I do believe the choices we make lead, you know, I believe in like this quantum
Yeah.
thing where, you know, like that's what dark matter is all about. I don't know. Did you see the series?
No, I have not.
Highly recommend it. It's great. It's
Yeah.
basically, you know, he's able to unlock different universes where he made
Mhm.
different decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe that. That also like gives me comfort, you know,
Mhm.
especially when I make a tough decision. You're like, well, maybe if I did, you know, I know I broke up with that person, but I believe that somewhere in another universe we stayed together.
Yeah.
You know, I think about that.
Huh. Yeah, I think it's possible.
You know,
Yeah. I kind of think a lot about the simulation theory and how similarly,
I
like,
do,
yeah.
yeah, I do too. I mean, if that's, I think I would do that. And the longer you think about it, and the more down the rabbit hole you go,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard not to like have an existential crisis.
That's
It's sort
true.
of like, it's sort of like, if somebody made this, then who made their thing? And then who
Right.
made, it's like, who made their, and then like, how far back do we go?
Right.
And if there's nothing, like we have to exist so nothing doesn't exist. Like nothingness only exists if somethingness exists. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
There has to be that other thing.
Right. There has.
And
Yeah.
and then you just keep going, back and back, and you're like, huh, how far back does this go? You know?
It's probably
But
cute.
I'm just gonna be singing my songs, making
There you
people
go.
laugh.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's
we
what I
should
can
probably be
do.
wrapping it up. I know that you had a,
Yeah, no
well,
problem. Yeah. That
yeah.
sounds good.
But thanks so
But
much for being on. Anything you want to bring up, or
yeah, you know, if you guys are watching this or listening to this, it's morganj.com or
Mhm.
goofygang.com. I am going on tour for about a month, but when I'm back, we're gonna have regular talk shows, live streamed talk shows back here. And that's what's going on. Just look me up and I appreciate you and you know, live long and prosper and go boldly, as they say. And do not be afraid of what is out there. Okay. Because
absolutely.
that's it. That's what I'll say. You know, take that leap of faith. All those things, all those good things. Travel the world, see other people.
Mhm.
You know, we can't travel from planet to planet, but I'll tell you what, I've been in some countries that felt like another planet to me. So I'll say that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all I'll say. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man.
yeah. Thank you so much for being on, Morgan. It was an
Yeah,
absolute blast.
yeah, dude. I
So
look forward to hopping up to Idaho and seeing what it's like over there.
you'd love it. It's very green. So
I can't wait to see it. Yeah, man.
yeah,
All right, well, I'm gonna hop out of here. I'm gonna
sounds
go.
good.
But thanks again, dude.
All right. Talk to you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines. So I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?